Hey, good afternoon, man. How y'all doing? Y'all. Claude, Steve, Art, John. Hey, John. Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Happy Monday. I Can I get a sound and buffer and video? Wait, let me check too. All that stuff. Kind of looks like I'm buffering from here. I don't want to do anything else right now. We're gonna stay with the Logitech. I'm showing mine's jumping a little. Hopefully y'all's is not. Oh, that's excellent. All right, well, I got it looking sound great. Sounds good, not buffering here. Little buffering. And mine's buffering too, Claude. So, uh, hey, Dave. How are you? How we look about volume, y'all? Because it's pretty simple the way I'm doing this today. I can adjust the volume easy. Sound is good. No buffering. Art, that's good to hear. Good to hear. I might not even need this. Um, so anyway, what I was going to say is got up this morning and we did a little business around here, took care of some things, some chores, and said, well, shoot, I'll go live. And because that last time we went live with the OBS, it was awful. And so I really wanted to come on again, and it just really hasn't been a good time. But so I figured it's Monday, and I was like, live would be cool. Be cool to go live on Monday a bit. And so I scheduled the live stream, and I walked past my refrigerator, and I stopped, and I'm like, oh my, I've had a 2-pound piece of beef marinating for 48 hours. And really, I didn't mean for it to marinate that long. I didn't cook it because of the weather. And so Monday got exciting real quick because what I had to do from that point was I had to make sure that I got the coals started, I got the hickory started. I'm out of pecan, unfortunately. So I could sear the beef on both sides before I cut the oxygen down and slid the beef away from the coals and the coals on the other side. I'm going to let it cook for a while that way. So I got a little crust on the outside, and I dropped the temperature down to 200. I'm hoping 220, and I'm not using a dial, y'all. I do this by cutting oxygen. So I dropped it down, hopefully about 220, and I'm gonna let it ride through the live, and then I'll go spin it, and then I'll wrap it a little while after that. Let it cook to about 195. So how are y'all today? Video is a little behind the sound. You know something? I noticed that on some of my recordings this morning, and I was hoping that wouldn't be anything. I've been doing a lot of downloading and deleting and cleaning and downloading and deleting and cleaning. I tried to use DaVinci Resolve, and it looks incredible, but my computer just won't handle it. So I went ahead and I got rid of that, and I tried the Movavi thing, which is fantastic. I didn't read the fine print that even in the 7-day trial, there was all kind of restrictions. And then I saw the price, and I was like, oh my gosh. They wanted like $40. And I just don't have that. So, which really is, I mean, it's very much worth that. Movavi, I'm gonna tell you the experience I had with Movavi, because I wasn't even able to run DaVinci. But the experience I had with Movavi was excellent if you've got $40, you know. Turn off that one. Yeah, I could do that. You know what? We're not even supposed to be seeing that stuff. Hold on real quick. And that might help. Y'all give me just a sec. Well, This is pretty slow even without the OBS running. It is not as bad though, but now all right. And again, is that too dark though? Kind of seems too dark. But the thing is, I had the camera set where y'all couldn't see that computer screen and everything. So yeah, I think it's too dark. I didn't realize that. I'm gonna pan a little. Do I have air in the train room? Dwight, are you asking me? I most certainly do. I am in the deep south, and yeah, that is essential. Now, again, it's funny. I sometimes am able to gain control of my camera, and other times I'm not. Whose birthday is it? Is Nancy here? You're talking Spirit of Colorado, Nancy, right, Dave? Today's her birthday? Okay, cool. Well, I definitely want to formally say happy birthday to Nancy at the it's the Spirit of Colorado. I know it's Nancy. I mean, y'all all know who I'm talking about. Anybody that's on this stream knows who she is. She was really cool to me when I was baby, like, I'm still like extremely newbie, but when I was like a month or two in the hobby, she was really nice to me. Now, one of the things I was hoping to do was, because I could control the camera, I was thinking I was going to be able to do some stuff a little. Now I'm going to have to come to, I don't know what y'all are seeing, so bear with me. It's probably buffering now, and if it is, I'm hoping that's going to stop. But speaking of brand new in the hobby, let's see what y'all are seeing. Oh man, y'all don't have a picture in picture. But it does look good. Man, I'm upset. Some videos today in the picture in picture, and apparently I'm not. I'm gonna try one more thing real quick, but it's not letting me change at all. And why it wouldn't. me go back now and see. I was determined and excited because I had this figured out, and I don't have it figured out because there should be a there should be a picture-in-picture right here. All right, I'm done playing. Let me come back. All right, back to y'all now. Since that's not working, I'm gonna get rid of it. It will help. All right, so who all's in here? Art, Dwight, Dave, John, Steve, Claude, JT. Okay, yeah. All right, so what I got going on over here, if y'all don't have a topic y'all would like to discuss, I am to the point where I'm adding, this is like the Rapids water waves, $3, man, great stuff. Woodland Scenics again, Hobby Lobby, $3. I'll show you my example, my practice, and which way is it going? This would be coming downhill towards y'all. Not that that's a big deal, but this on real quick. It might be too bright on it, huh? Because everything's shining. You can't see. You really can't see the effects. This is like let me see. Try a different route. Well, that's starting to see too, huh? Y'all get the point? So I have pretty much done everything to the mini diorama that I've been working on, except, still can't see. Overexposed. Dang. All right. Well, now you can see it this way a little bit, just not well. I didn't know y'all wasn't able to see that at all. Yeah, man, that's a drag. But that's just a thing issue. But you can see now, at least I'm doing better as far as buffering and quality goes over here. But what I've been doing is I've been working on that, the waves. What I've been doing is the ripples, and they work pretty good. I mean, they're just a thicker version. It's basically the water is the thinnest, the clear pour, and then the ripples, same product I think, but a little thicker, and then the waves, same product again, but a little thicker, which is really cool because they all, it all is going together really well because it's not a bunch of different stuff. So, is that a deer on it? No, but I think I see what you were asking. There's a piece of glue on there, Dwight, that might look like a deer drinking some water. Maybe. I think that might be what you were thinking. But one of the things that's not good about these, one of the things I don't like about these at all is the way you apply them. Dip a stick in there and at their thickness, I guess you gotta, but there's maybe an applicator or something there's probably something good to use that I didn't use. I used a butter knife. Oh, unfortunate announcement I have to make is, man, this nice chair right here is not mine and has to go back up. Brought it down because my daughter and I were painting, and she was adamant about us sitting together and painting, which is really cool, obviously. Car for her set. I think it looks like the Partridge Family. That's per her order. That's how she wanted them. So she's going to do the boxcar entirely herself. And I don't know if y'all know who this is, but we are in a search right now for JTY stickers in scale to go on the boxcars. JoJo CY is this little girl that all the little bitty kids really, really like over. And so we're going to have a JoJo CY Partridge Family looking train that runs around the layout when the F7A BA is parked. Steve, let me explain something to you, my brother. Now, it could just me as I'm extremely biased, but when you see the 600 grams of water coming down that 7% grade, you're going to want to pour a little water. I mean, it's just like because you're a man. Don't you think that looks like the Partridge Family bus or close? And I know that my daughter has never seen the Partridge Family. So I saw the Partridge Family, but it's a little before me. I mean, I was kind of too young to understand really what was going on. The reruns and stuff, I think, were rolling pretty heavy when I was old enough to start watching TV. But now I'm gonna say this: I wouldn't have guessed 62 by any stretch of the imagination. And I'm not blowing smoke at you. I just wouldn't have said anything, Steve. Now, as I'm a man and you're a man, I'm not going to indicate the age I thought you were, as I don't want to give any indication of Actually, Steve, I promise I'd have said 52. And if you'd asked me to give a range, I'd have probably said 52 to 54. But if I'd have had to stuck in a tight area, I'd have probably gone 52. Yeah. One of the beautiful things about the afternoon modeler and railroad chat is we have no worries about being off topic. There is a there can be a topic, but it is oh wow. There can be a topic, but it's not required. And assuming everybody's being good to one another and nobody's using ugly words and talking about ugly things, and we straight. You kidding, Dave? Y'all don't look old enough to have been hired, in '77 and be getting Medicaid. I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm getting up there, dog. Now, one of the things I'd like to say, and one of the problems with this is, I think that probably 99% of the people that would watch my live stream at all already attend these shows. But just a reminder, there's is it Tom's Monday, Wilmer or somebody related to Wilmer is Tuesday. Wednesday is Sparky, Brother Sparky. Thursday is Tony. Friday is Brother Vinny. Saturday we have our new track smack, which we got some exciting stuff coming up with that. And then Sunday we all run trains and don't worry about going live. Is that what's the deal? James, how are you, buddy? Claude, now I'm going to tell you what. Those chops you had take about 8 years off of you. Now, John's the one now. John's the one with all them women and all that stuff. Sorry, John. Dwight, try refreshing. It could be me, it could be you, but sometimes if I refresh, it helps. I have a friend and I don't know if I would want to let people know that he does this kind of stuff for people because it can get him busy. But a friend and I went through my computer and discovered. I couldn't find it. It's not that I couldn't find it. I didn't even think about it. But we went in and looked, and I've only got my RAM's only 4, and so when I'm doing double cams and all that stuff and got trains running at the same time, and you got 60 FPS and everything, it's just the computer starts to bog down. So I was actually, man, I wanted to show y'all the trains running with Dave's cars on the end. I don't know if y'all saw that. I attached a lap of at the very end of the last video. I attached a lap where I had Dave's 3 cars on at the end, and actually that's something we could talk about if y'all are okay. If y'all are, if it wouldn't, hey, Leslie, good afternoon over here for us. How are you? I think it's good evening for you, right? I'm trying to learn. Um, they really did, and the train looked great as it's getting longer too. Now that's what I was going to talk to y'all about. Um, y'all know I got a lot going on over here, and structurally things could be a lot better. Um, I am having to do, um, and I don't exactly know which car it is. Now I know of 3 or 4 track problems, minor track problems that I have. Um, do I have the capability to go ahead and fix those? Um, I'm scared that I could cause other issues if I start jostling all that stuff around and pulling up track and putting in new track. I kind of, anytime that happens, I've got to go back and re-support, just restructure, make sure all of those little supports are still tight and snug. And a lot of times they've come loose. Um, so what I was going to ask about is, my thoughts is to, first of all, get all the weights right and perfect. I have to add 0.3 to each of these to get them to NMRA. And then I was going to just lay all my cars out. I'm going to check chat in just a minute. I was going to lay all my cars out, take the trucks off, the pins out, take the wheels out, make sure everything is standard across the line if possible. And that way I can rule out anything like that as being a derailment cause, because I've got, now I mean it'll go 8, 10, 15 laps, but I'm getting the derails usually 4, 5, 6 laps. I'm getting the derail. And one of the things that I have to do is I am going to add another A, because what's going on with just the A and the B, when I get like 8 or 9 cars on that are properly weighted, I'm getting too much speed going down here, and I think I'm getting the derailment down there in that dang corner that is giving me fits forever. Because of that. I think I might have some other little problems too. But one of the things I was going to ask y'all, so to my questions now after I went 45 minutes with that, is how do y'all, how do I determine that? Man, it's hard for me to tell the difference between the metal and the plastic wheels. Is there a trick? I don't really have a magnet that I can grab a hold of, but you never weight your car, Steve. I know. Forgot I was going to send some split shot that I used on my Rickaboot. Oh, no worries, Dave. Let me tell you something about that. That would have been heavy. They weigh a lot, and so that would have added shipping. Nah, I got those. Don't worry about it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I do that, Steve, but you know, sometimes I even kind of question that. I don't know. Les, man, I feel you. You don't want it, that predictive text to get you when you're fussing with somebody and you say something you really didn't mean to or something. Or you're trying not. But I feel you. I have my Diet Coke and coffee combo, and I can about 5 that way, and then I gotta switch to water because I won't sleep and all that stuff. But most metal wheels are non-magnetic. That's good to know. Metal wheels are shinier than black plastic. Yeah, but not if they've got some wear on them. And then I've got some black, some of the black wheels, the plastic wheels that came on some of my Bettendorfs are real shiny too. And they really look like metal ones as well. I'm having trouble. I guess if I'm having that much freaking trouble, I should tell you about it, right? And you know, Steve, that's real. Because I don't know that actually Claude and I have discussed this before. Um, Weight is not scaled. So yeah, and what it is over the course of time, due to my laziness and disorganization. I mean, I'm real organized. Like at the end of the day, I'll clean everything up, or first thing in the morning, from or when I finish a project, I'll clean it all up. But man, during the day, I'm a tornado. And so invariably, all my metal wheels have gotten, my brand new metal wheels have gotten mixed up with my older metal wheels. And I don't know if they're all 33 and blah, blah. I don't have a caliper and let me cry. Dave, do I need a larger radius though if I'm going to do body mounted? To me, body mounted just makes so much more sense. Uh, hey, how you doing, man? GRE, good to see you. Is this your first time with us? Steve runs plastic and metal wheels, all truck mounted. I know. I'm just trying to figure out. I've got a problem with a couple of my cars are temperamental, and it's tough to determine which one it is. So that's a question I could pose to y'all as well this afternoon. If you got a 12, 15 car train, how do you determine what's causing the derailment? What is your troubleshooting way? Obviously, you're going to want to look at the car that's derailing first, but that's not always the problem, I wouldn't guess. I would assume a problem elsewhere with a truck pin that's not in tight enough and it's wobbling could cause you know what I mean? A chain reaction. I wonder, how do y'all troubleshoot derailment issues? I guess most of y'all don't have them quite like me due to my the way my structure is, but and I think all mine are 33 because that's typically what I order. Um, there are some 36s 36 is bigger, right? I mean, duh, but sometimes it's backwards. But I've got some 36s in the house, but they've just come on like stuff I bought and taken off. And I mean, they're pretty clear. The 36s are pizza cutters, right? Hey, I can't speak no habla español entirely, Mr. Fernando, because I don't know exactly what I say means, or is that a typo? Do I have that train? No, I do not. I do not. Or we're referring to, I think we got the movie. Yeah, the only things, Steve, that I have, Steve says, Arnold says that he buys all his stuff off eBay. And the only stuff I have that's brand new are my locomotives. Spain, we are glad to have you here, Fernando. Are you a modeler or a model railroader? What do you do? Do you have a scale if you are a model railroader? Or? Okay, 100-ton trucks have 3 little lines on them. Steve, you got a little more mechanical ability than I do. Steve says he retunes all his running and it. Whoa, that sounds awesome, Les. I look forward to seeing that. I'm going to go watch that later. Okay, very cool. Now, do you obviously you have a YouTube channel, Fernando? Do you post videos? We'll have to get over there and watch them. Oh, okay. Dave, I'm reading you loud and clear over there. Dave said that valuable information for me. Pizza cutters are the 33-inch wheels with the large flanges. Okay. Now, I must have 33-inch that doesn't have large flange. I've got 33-inch wheels that are not pizza cutters. And that's my MTL stuff that I get with the Bettendorf. Y'all seen that in videos and whatnot. Well, Fernando, I'm not sure exactly, but my understanding is that if you're here visiting with us watching this live stream, you have a YouTube channel. You just might not know it. Unless there's some kind of different restrictions or something going on. Y'all have different policies or. O gauge 3 rail and also a train sim route builder. That sounds cool. Can you what GRE 2057 is saying that he's a train sim route builder. Can you summarize a little bit of that? It's probably hard to summarize, but what is it that you do exactly with that? Well, Steve Arnold said sometimes you have to mix and match stuff to make it run. I don't like that answer, Steve. That is troubleshooting. Do that. Avoiding the rapido couplers. And Les, you are so right. And what I do is I just buy the Bettendorf trucks. Um, I guess I can. I think I get. They're not that expensive. I mean, they're. I'm not. Dave is our resident coupler expert. Dave can put together about 16 MTL couplers in about 4.8 seconds. And did y'all know that 72.1% of statistics are all made up? All right. I mean, because one thing, Dave, one thing I know is if I had pizza cutters on there, because I know they're not, but if they were, I wouldn't have so many derailment issues. Well, let's put it like this. Dave has his own jigs for a building that he made on his own. So I'm pretty sure that he's good with that. And one of the things, goodness gracious, Dave, I'm proud that you're here again, as always, and that we're talking about couplers. All right. God, it's already 40 something minutes, man. I'm not really ready to go. Maybe you have to go take a break and come back. Who goes live today? Tom goes live tonight, right at 7? All right. All right. Well, GRE, you might want to try to refresh, but actually, I'm buffering a little too. So this could be on me. Maybe it will settle, I hope. Where do I buy my models? I buy my models from eBay, typically. Now, I am going to start, um, if the discounts that the guys offer, like Vinny BNSF 6951, has a Yankee Dabbler sponsor, and Steve, I think, has another sponsor, and I want to make sure before I say that, but if I'm not mistaken, you can like use a code to get a discount. And assuming I could get a similar price, then I'm going to go through those guys. The names that I've heard of for like more a brick and mortar type store where you could order online, Fernando, is Yankee Dabbler and Midwest model, Midwest Midwest products, Midwest Model Railroad products, Midwest something. Dang it, I'm sorry. I don't know what it is. But I know those guys are promoted, those two places, their channels, those stores, sorry, are promoted on some guys' channels who have a lot of subscribers that I follow, Fernando. Um, oh, I forgot. Duh. Pfeiffer Hobby. My bad, Dave. Say today again. I buy from Pfeiffer Hobby all the time and forgot and didn't mention it. I really do. What the thing is, here's what happened right there. Fernando, when he asked that question, I was thinking cars and locomotives, but man, I buy a lot of stuff for track and everything from the Pfeiffers. I sure do. And they're really good customer service as well. They really are. Um, One time I had a project that I needed to get done before I had to leave for somewhere else, and they actually kind of rushed something for me. It was cool. Dave, the little box that goes on the ends here. That's the coupler housing box. Is that correct? If they or anybody actually. Yeah, we're in. I run in. This is actually my daughter's. Um, Mine are actually all off the track right now because I'm pouring water. Draft gearbox. Thank you, Art. Okay, here's the thing. Through foolishness, recklessness, whatever, neither of these trucks have a draft gearbox on them. Now, understanding there's probably extremely simple solution was what I'm hoping for, so I'm being very positive. But I got to get some couplers on this thing. And the draft gearbox is not on either side due to some recklessness and foolishness and stuff on my part 7-8 months ago. Yeah, Fernando, sometimes we're buffering, other times we're not. I'm not running on a real expensive setup by any stretch of the imagination. So, Fernando, I don't know if you were on here. Look, we do modeling, dioramas. Now, all this is for, Fernando, is to do experiments before I do it over here. Fernando, you could try refreshing your screen as well. But I'm buffering on my end too. I think it's me. So somebody tell me, man, look, Les, we're buffering too bad to get me started on in-scale couplers. And the fact that they're so all out of whack and that it's so expensive. I mean, it's just ridiculous that there's not a standard somewhat. And I guess because N-scale's getting bigger, there'll probably be more of a standard really soon. But Dave, what do I do? Can I just insert another draft gearbox? Does it slide on this truck? I can't remember. I don't know. Why does Steve say sorry? Steve Arnold, why do you say sorry? I'm gonna send you some, Steve. I think the I'm watching Dave's response very carefully here. How do I get draft gearboxes on this thing? Do they just slide on? Do I need to order draft gearboxes? Can I pull them off of some of my old like MTL? Can I put a MTL draft gearbox on that thing? Bill, hey Bill, how are you? We'll run for a few more minutes since Brother Bill is here. I don't want to cut him off. Y'all, hey, Steve Arnold, you copy? Breaker 19, Breaker 19. Usually couplers are truck mounted. Did you cut them all? I need to go check the grill. Is that all right? Can you watch chat for a minute? Midwest Model Railroad, Fernando, Mike Pfeiffer, Pfeiffer Hobby, Midwest Model Railroad, and Yankee Dabbler. Those are all good people. And then if you're wanting a brick or mortar store, you go to the Red Caboose in Denver, is my understanding. All right, Steve, I'll be right back. I was gonna get off and then go check the grill and do what I had to do to the grill, but Bill jumped on, and Bill is a valued member of the Model Railroad Modeler community, and so I certainly want to give him an opportunity to visit with us for a minute. All right, everybody. All right, so Dave, what are you telling me about the trucks? You asked me if I cut them off, and I didn't want to answer because I did. And I don't even know why. I can't even remember why. It doesn't make any sense to me why I did it today, obviously. But let me show y'all this. I'm sorry. Oh, man. I can't. There it is. Uh, all right, I'm scrolling back up. I got to see what Dave said before I went up. Dave, Claude, Steve, Art, John, somebody, okay, usually couplers are truck mounted. Yeah, hold on, there it is. Do I have to find a replacement truck, Dave? Is that what you're telling me? I'm hoping you're not telling me I have to buy replacement trucks. Man, that would suck. I'm going to be ticked off with myself. Well, not double O. Low gauge is how big? Ah. It's cool to have some over here from Spain. We have the United Kingdom. That's less. I don't know if he wants to be a whole lot more specific than that. We got Spain with Fernando. We got Shannon Tapia in Australia. Steve Arnold's over there in Oregon. That's like a different country. It's so beautiful, man. Golly. Dave, I really wanted a different answer. Because if you're telling me that, then that means that's what I got to do. God, that was so stupid. You know what it was? Dave, I remember now. I remember why I did it. I remember why I cut these off. I don't know. Y'all remember I cried for like 2 months because this would kept derailing. Well, there were a couple things wrong, but Dave solved the issue. Sparky solved one, explaining that I had smaller wheel flanges with this. And then Dave had me file the ladders on the. They were catching the truck because of I've got a 9.5 radius turn in one point, and they were catching the truck, and so I filed them off. But through 2 months of troubleshooting, before I got to know Dave, before I knew Steve, before I knew John, before I knew Claude, I might have known y'all a little, but I just uploaded a bunch of videos crying because my train wouldn't stay on the rails. And what happened is, I think I cut them off because I just really couldn't figure out what was causing the derailment at one point, and I got very, very frustrated. And I guarantee you that's what happened. And now, that's probably just the Kato store, right, Dave? I don't have the money to buy them right now, but I would like to know how much I'm going to have to pay for them. Because really, if I'm going to run 10 cars behind my train with a 6.5% 7, I got to have another unit in front of them. Just keep them slowed down. They're getting going too fast down there. Now, before I leave you, actually, Claude and I exchanged comments. And I might have mentioned this to John or Steve, but I'm not sure. Or maybe it was Bill. Anyway, Claude mentioned to me and about Claude. Actually, he sent me an email about it that I hadn't read because I never open these emails until I'm in here and settled. But Rapido made a ski train for HO for my ski train, the train that runs between Union Station to Winter Park, Colorado. And I did see that, and I did drool, and I did pout and whine and all that good stuff. But my thinking is, I mean, I have too tight a radius turns, even in my future plans, to run the prototypical train that I want to run on my layout. So plans are scrapped, not scrapped. But here's my thinking. Prior to going up this way, or not prior to, actually, after I go up this way a little ways, all right, my thoughts This is too big. Let me get this out of the way. All right. My thoughts are, I'm going to be going up this way. I need to be able to have a passenger train turn on my layout, a passenger car. Okay. What are those, 5 or 6 inches? Okay. And so to do that, I'm going to need wider radius turns than what I have here. And my thinking is, all right, when I come through here, I'm going to have a switch that comes off. And actually, it might even come off right here. And I'm going to block this area. But what I would do, because this door is not used anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come off here, and I'm going to have a radius, a radii turn that is wide enough for those 5-inch passenger cars, or 5.5, whatever they are. Somebody will tell me that in there. I sure would appreciate that, because I need to know. Standard passenger car length and the radius turn. Not that to look prototypical, what will work. Okay, there's a couple places I'm going to need it just to work and not look prototype. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come off here. I won't have the downhill grade issue. Okay, I won't experience the downhill grade issue because I'm going to come off here before that happens. And I'm going to have this supported. Okay, and I'm going to come up and we'll turn around here. This is Dave BNSF N-Scale's idea, kind of modified. I'm going to come around here totally above this and back into here. Then I'll continue on. Now, that's going to be certainly non-prototypical in a lot of ways. Basically, my entire layout, and it would do purposes of the main line being able to handle passenger cars and not have to deal. See, I can get rid of my grades that way. I can get rid of all my grade issues. I can have a nice, clean 2.5% grade all the way up from to Winter Park. I can go up 2.5 to 3% all the way around. I can do, say, what do y'all say, 12-inch radius turn, 14? What are y'all saying? That's actually wondering, James. Oh no, Colin, I'm sorry. And that's young for a horse. It really is. We're sorry to hear that, dude. 16. Oh no, that's too big. That's 32 inches. No, I'm not gonna be able to do that, James. Let me see something. All right, everybody. This would be an 18-inch radius right here. Now I got to the wall if I need it. That's really not. I could do 14. Now, Dwight, are you in scale? Just to make sure, real quick, because I know Art's is HO. Claude, can you do you know off the top of your head how long those passenger train cars are, approximately? I mean, I've seen some that look ridiculous, but what Well, basically, I wonder how long the ones on the HO are, and we could almost cut them in half. Okay. $14 is going to be tight, huh? $86. Or was that a typo, Steve? Was that supposed to be 16? All right, Fernando, shoot. 80-foot car would be 6 inches. Wow. The longest car I have right now is 4, and it doesn't seem so long anymore. But man, when I first I got some before this that were just like this. But this runs 4, and 6 is ridiculously long. And one of the things that about y'all is Dave's general knowledge of N-scale, and he's an invaluable resource. Steve is excellent with turnouts and being in general, and that is hard to do in today's world sometimes. But Steve is the resident turnout expert. If you have issues with turnouts, Steve's the man to talk to. John has become a fantastic video editor, and his layout's going to be fantastic when it's coming. He scratch built a tunnel portal, or a bridge portal. I'm saying it wrong now, but it's fantastic. He scratch built a bridge, and it's fantastic. It's just a freight car, James. This is just, I just wanted to show an example because the passenger would be 2 inches longer. You know, Bill's the modeler, and we got all kind of guys around here. Art is my grilling buddy. Claude, man, go look at the turnouts he makes himself. And Claude has a video about the template things he uses to make his turnouts. That is a fantastic video that Claude has. Who am I forgetting about? Fernando doesn't have a channel yet, or he has a channel, but I don't think he's Art Didn't Grill Today. Leslie just uploaded a video today, I think, of 80-foot passenger cars. It maybe is what he said, or am I just crossing things up now? Dwight, you are HO, right, buddy? And Steve, on your 12 and 13, I noticed some of yours were a little tight. Can you run the passenger cars on that? Oh, man. That's cool, Dwight. When you say chop up, Leslie, what do you mean by that? And Steve, what's the length on those cars? I mean, are they 6, 5.5, 5 plus? Out of curiosity. Did we lose Bill? I hadn't seen him in a minute. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. In a minute, I'm going to leave y'all, and my sequence of events will be adding water waves over here, and I'll be shooting video on that for my episode 6. Been having trouble. Episode 6 that will be coming out Saturday or Sunday, probably Saturday. And then I'm going to work on waterfalls for 7. To 8, I'm back to the mini diorama because I will be adding, I'm going to be painting a little on the top. Now, I don't know, that might be just the end of 7, preparing the surface with a little paint, dry brush and stuff like that. I'm sorry if that got real loud. If any of you guys have any hints or suggestions for me on how to dry brush better, the next time you send me an email or something, you don't mean you have to send me an email, but next time we talk, maybe throw it out there to me, because one of the things that I seriously lack is patience. And I think dry brushing requires patience, if I'm not mistaken. And I never think I have enough on the dry brush when I always do. And so I always put more. Well, Dave, though that 2-pound steak looked done, what I've done is seared both sides on the outside, and I dropped it down. It's at 200 degrees right now. And when it hits 170, I'm going to wrap it in foil. It's like a cheater. And what happens is I wrap it in foil, and that holds the juices in. And because invariably I missed some crust. And so that holds the juices in, and then I'll let it roll up to about 195. And when I pull it out, it's going to be done, but it should be extremely juicy and tender with a slight crust on the outside. So we'll see. I'm going to go add water waves over here and let that dry, and I might actually play with some trains tonight. I'm going to go pout too about my Kato trucks that I need new ones, but I deserve it entirely. Lesson learned. And I'll work on that this evening. And other than that, I'm going to probably see y'all tonight at 7. Is that right? Is it 7 o'clock tonight? Yeah, Les. Oh, Bill, you are here. You were creeping. Anyway, Bill is our war game modeling expert. Bill gave me some incredible, actually, Bill, some of the suggestions that you gave me on the riverbed, I didn't initially use and ended up using. I'm pretty stubborn. Fernando, shoot, buddy, before we go. What's up? Now, I'll tell you this much. If I could iron some kinks out of this thing and nobody was live this evening, I might would go live again. But if anybody is streaming, then I don't go anywhere near it. That's my policy. I don't inside of an hour window on either side of any other model railroader, in my opinion. Yeah, it's over there. And Les, what time is it with you? Now, tell me about Nate. Tell me about Nate, Dave. Tell me about that. I'm not. Isn't it Tom tonight? It's Monday. Isn't Tom on? Yeah, it's late for Leslie too. You're an hour behind him. Now y'all confusing my boy Steve Arnold up there. Actually, the military time probably got Steve straight. Steve has trouble with the time zones. He and I get confused all the time when we're talking to each other because we don't know which one we're using. Fernando, shoot, buddy. Wait, it's 9:30, right, Les? And your sun just set. Wow, that's pretty neat. I mean, we go 8:30 sometimes, but it doesn't get a whole lot worse than that. What I can't stand is, man, that time when it's dark at 4:45. Yuck. So Nate is gonna do narrow-minded Mondays. Is that what you're saying? And that could be tonight. I'm Central. Nate is so John today. Okay, all right, that and Nate. But what about that's because you're so far north in the hemisphere, right, Les? Anyway, doesn't Tom do a show tonight? Tom's Trains and Things? Somebody answer. Or am I going crazy? Because I was thinking about going live, but it sounds like two people might be, so I'm going to hang it up. All right, I agree. It seems like I've been watching Tom the last couple Monday nights, and he has an enjoyable show in my opinion. Okay, now if I'm not mistaken, Steve, Tom's gonna come on at 5 your time because I think Tom is 7. Art, would you please do me a favor if you're able, or if you know off the top of your head, would you please comment for us? Is it 7 Central? Tom's Trains and Things. Nate guy goes live too. We could all just go over to Tom's and hang out. So I don't know if I can go see or not. Let me check. Stand by. I could be buffering. I don't know. I sure wish I could figure out how to change the camera. And the thing is, I'm supposed to. Way. No, that ain't gonna work. Oh, hey, look, I'm live. Oh, Missouri River Railroad's live right now too. I just saw that. Trying to find Monday evening live stream. Here it is for Tom. Okay, 7 p.m. So, Steve Arnold, Tom's Trains and Things is 5 p.m. Steve Arnold time. It's 7 p.m. Zulu time. Dave, is it 5 your time too? And then it's 4 California time. So all right, thank you, Art. Used to watch Tom, never caught him live. He kind of lost me with the deep dive into Arduino. Ditto. But you know, here's something that I really try to do. I try not to let one show or one series or one comment or one bad, one brain fart, or people are human and they make mistakes, and people try things in their channels that may work and may not work, and people are going to do things that I don't understand yet or I'm not interested in. And I will be perfectly honest with you. I said all that, Dave, to say this. I agree with you on that one, but I enjoy the show. And so I'm going to leave y'all. I want to thank you all for being here with me today and hanging out. I had a good time. We tried the OBS studio last time. It was a nightmare. So I really kind of wanted to sit down with y'all and have a good visit. And because that's exactly what I feel like didn't happen last time with the multiple camera angles and stuff. So I want to thank y'all for your time today. It was good to hang out with y'all. I will see whoever can make it at 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Steve and Dave's time, and Tom's Trains and Things. I think it's 8 p.m. John's time. Y'all take care. Have a good night. Art, Bill, Claude, everybody that was here. Fernando, it was good to meet you. Leslie, we were glad to have you back with us today. And I'm going to check out some of your videos prior to watching Tom's Trains and Things. Y'all have a good evening. Thanks. I'll see y'all tomorrow, baby.